And I'm from Empire Code. And today we are going to have a session about the empowering women through technology. So, welcome, everyone. Welcome to today's session. You know, when I walk down the street like last year, I still see there are a lot of mothers, grandmothers, like parents. They're still on the street. They're selling food. They're having their shops opened, and also like they're doing a lot of things. A lot of economical activities happening last year. But then since the COVID-19 outbreak, there are a lot of changes happening in our neighborhood, and I'm pretty sure it is not only happening in Indonesia, and I'm sure that it's impacting us in a lot more sense. So actually, for today's session, we are hoping that it is going to be giving you some kind of a new option for the women around our neighborhood, around our family, in our family to do better. And I'm pretty sure that uh, the pandemic will be impacting a lot of things, including the economic of our family itself. So welcome again to our session for today, and I'm going to start this webinar. And please, if you have any questions during the webinar, feel free to just put your question on the Q&A, and I will be here to answer your questions. Again, welcome to our webinar in collaboration with UNESCO and part of the Fostering and Enhancing Synergies among Science Networks. My name is Trihandoko from Empire Code, and I will be hosting the webinar today. And as we all know, at Empire Code, we believe that women should be taught to know what digital tools they need, including software and hardware, to find employment opportunities from home. And this webinar includes the knowledge required for women to set up Wi-Fi at home and philanthropies that they can potentially approach to get monetary support for Wi-Fi setups, and also the hardware that they need to achieve this goal, including the laptops, computers, and the digital literacy associated with using the hardware, again, along with philanthropies, they can potentially approach to get monetary support for them. And the skills that they have, which they can use to teach online to earn an income, even if it is as simple as teaching someone to wave a basket remotely to the platforms that they can use to teach such skills, and how to record online videos for free, and how to use YouTube, like not really like a tutorial on how to use YouTube, but yes, I'm trying to give you some ideas on what kind of things that you can do in using online platforms so that you can still bring additional income to the family. And this webinar will address Wi-Fi setup, hardware knowledge, digital literacy, empowerment of skills, benefits, and further free training content available as well. So, yes, you are going to be with me for the whole session. And yes, my name is Trihandoko. I am a business manager at the Empire Code, and I graduated from the University of Toronto, majoring adult education and community development. I'm from Indonesia. And this one will be talking about the introduction of SDGs. It's actually the Sustainable Development Goals from the United Nations. We know that there are like 17 goals to transform our world. But as for today, related to our session today, we are going to focus on several goals that we have right here, including the technology, the education, the gender equality, and also the last one is partnerships for the goals, because we need to partner with a lot of entities to actually achieve all of these goals. And yeah, hopefully, because it's in the COVID-19 pandemic, we are trying to get up from the problem from the COVID-19 issues. So yes, if you have any questions related to this session for today, please feel free to just put it on our Q&A. And why the goal 17 matters, we're all in this together, like we can't deny that. Even though I'm in Indonesia and you are maybe in Malaysia, in Philippines, and anywhere else in the world, we got impacted by the COVID-19. So the agenda with its 17 goals is universal and calls for action by all countries, both developed countries and developing countries, to ensure no one is left behind. And I'm pretty sure that the need for Wi-Fi to run uh, It's like no different to electricity and water as well, because it's like our compulsory need, our basic need for us right now, since we can't freely go anywhere to travel, to work, and to do a lot of things that we usually did before the pandemic. So that's why it's really important for you to actually go through with me with all this session for today. And we believe that women should be taught to know what digital tools they need, including again software and hardware, to find employment opportunities from home. And they can still have like help the family to get additional income as well. And through partnership, we can bring more gender equality. And let's reduce the gender gap. Data scientists discovery in a data science study by one of empirical Lovesback students, a discovery was made that the presence of broadband is related to reducing the gender gap and increasing opportunities for women. This same student of our co-founder won first place for her project in the Asian Development Bank Data Challenge. The student is Carmelita Esclanda from the Philippines, and here is her story on LinkedIn. So if you want to read her story, which is going to be really inspiring for women, and for us actually to know about this fact. Empirical Losbeck believes that the women should be taught to know what digital tools they need, software and hardware, to find employment opportunities from home. And girls should be taught too, as they will become the women of our society when they grow up, of course. And what is data science actually? So data science is the field of study that combines industry expertise, programming skills, and knowledge of mathematics and statistics to extract meaningful insights from data. So it's kind of like a basic skill that we need in digital era, because if you don't have that, it's going to be hard for us to juggling between one information to the other. Like it's not really good for us as well to have like abundant information, but we don't know which one is meaningful or for us, which one is insightful for us. So that's why the yeah, data science knowledge is also important for us, that we're not just accepting all of the information. And it's also part of the digital literacy. And benefit and opportunities. What are digital tools that you know, guys? I'm pretty sure that you're familiar with using gadget, using your phone. Maybe some of you also are experts in using computers and using some other devices. And we know that digital tools will be all the programs like software and platforms that we can use with computer or mobile devices, where we can work with text, images, videos, audio files, and yeah, there are a lot of other stuff inside the digital tools itself. And Microsoft Office 365 is a software that has PowerPoint, for example, that we are using today for this webinar. These slides that we are using were created by PowerPoint. And also with this software and platforms, we can use it for teaching, learning, collaborating with other people, and sharing resources as well. In order to use these digital tools, we will need a computer and a mobile device, which are also known as hardware. Firstly, let's quickly go through our hardware and start with what is a computer. I know that the computer is not something new for us in this era, because even though if you don't have the computer, we probably see people using computer every day. So that's why it's not something that totally new for us. So we're going to talk about it later, about the details of the computer itself. But now we're going to talk about the benefits and opportunities that we have right here. The problems that we solve, let's say that financial independence for mothers. We are hoping that not only the fathers that have the income for the family, but also for the mothers as well, as it is undeniable that mothers also have their basic necessities for them, and also it's always be good for them to help the family to strive with the economic problem. And many women with children who need an income find themselves in a situation where they are the primary caregivers to their children, forcing them to leave the workforce to stay at home. And many of these women need to have financial independence, of course, not only for their mental health and well being, but for them to fulfill their financial obligations as well. We believe that if women are digitally literate, their chances of seeing employment from home will be higher. And this includes options for self-employment from home, creating a positive impact for marginalized communities. In marginalized communities, dual income in a household is necessary. Marginalized communities often find themselves in a situation where they have more than two children in a household as well, with not enough income to afford child care help for when mothers need to seek employment. By empowering mothers, we can help mothers be financially independent even from home. This can help prevent their teens from giving up an education to help support their siblings through employment as well. And it's going to be helping you to solve some problems in your home with your husband. We know those problems. And the learning should start with girls too, because they someday will grow as a woman, to prepare them as future potential mothers. And that's why this skill is going to be beneficial for all the females, right? So I'm going to continue with the benefits and opportunities, including the solutions. Learning technologies. Digital technologies are electronic tools, systems, devices that store or process data. The internet, social media, websites, smartphones, video streaming are some that we use in our daily life. Laptops, tablets, desktop, and other form of computers depend upon digital technologies to function. A solution is to impact the knowledge required for women to be digitally literate, such as understanding the hardware and software they need from home and learning how to use them. When we are conducting the webinar, if we don't have the knowledge of how to join uh, the Zoom meeting, for example, if you don't have any knowledge on opening your email and how to register on the website for the registration form, it is gonna be like so hard actually for our to live for us to live in this era. And that's why we also need to learn about this, so that we can also bring this knowledge to other people who are not really familiar what we are doing at the moment. The opportunities, again, through learning digital skills, women will find themselves with better opportunities to see employment from home or become self-employed. This is like really our final goals. If somehow this women can be self-employed, it's going to be like a really good, not only for the family but also for the country, right? Because they're going to be more how you call that, like the employment availability in the country as well, if they can self-employed, and somehow they can have some employees as well. Self-employment options can be as simple as teaching someone to weave a basket remotely or selling home baked goods online. The opportunities are endless. Women should learn to find platforms to import their skills as well, including how to record their teaching videos for free and learning to use YouTube for free marketing. So you know that the baby shark video has gained like more than $100 million because of that video went viral a couple of years ago, and until today it is the most viewed video on YouTube. So that it's an opportunity that is available right now, and there is no better chance to start actually than today, because we are in this era with the COVID-19 outbreak, and also we can't really go freely as before. So it's always good for us to learn about how to um, optimize the tools that we have in technology. So, and also for the online platforms as well, including YouTube. You can make some like simple videos about tutorial about what you are good at, and then you can just throw it in on YouTube, and then you get more views and you get more subscribers, and you'll get money from there. And teaching videos, there are a lot of platforms that we can join actually to teach people. For example, me, I'm good at mathematics. I can also teach people on how to do calculation in the subject of calculus and vectors and functions and so on. And also I'm good at martial arts, for example, and I can give the tutorial on how to do proper martial arts. So yeah, there are a lot of things that we can do. It's depending on the idea and how willing we are to go through all of these online uh, how you call that, online activities. I know it is not something that we usually did before the pandemic, but now we don't have a lot of options, and this is one of the best for increasing our digital literacy knowledge, and also our ability to do some how you call that, the tools in online platforms. Again, about the benefits and opportunities, how digital technologies benefit women with opportunities. To recap, the presence of broadband is related to reducing the gender gap and increasing opportunities for women. The internet, digital platforms, online learning, the use of smartphones have given women the possibility to earn additional income, increase their employment opportunities, and access knowledge and general information from their homes. The aim of this webinar is to narrow the digital gender divide in the world. Let's work together towards making digital gender equality a reality. And nowadays, it's hard to imagine that the world without internet, it's gonna be very quiet, because every day you are using WhatsApp instead of using SMS. Like a couple years ago, SMS is really famous to text your friend, to text your family. But now we can use WhatsApp, we can use Telegram, we can use Facebook, we can use Twitter, we can use Instagram. You can use a lot of social media platforms to just text um, our family and friends. Without internet, it's impossible to do those activities. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, it taught us that the internet is critical and necessary. By staying connected online, the transition to working from home made it much easier. Communication applications like Zoom, Teams, and Google Meet enabled us to have virtual video meetings and stay in touch not just with our colleagues and clients, but also with friends and family members. All right. And also, after this, we're going to learn about what is digital tools. And if you have questions, again, I'm going to remind you that you can just drop the question in the Q&A session. And if you are wanting to get a certificate, we will give you free e-certificate at the end of the session. So stay tuned. About the digital tools, what are digital tools actually? It's all the tools that are like programs, software platforms that we can use with computers or mobile devices, where we can work with text, images, video. We talked about this before, and in order to use digital tools, we will need a computer or mobile devices, which are also known as the hardware. So what is a computer? It's a tool actually that in the old days it's used to compute. It is used to just calculate numbers, but now it can be brought to do a lot of things, including like video editing, including the how you call that, the text processing, including the image editing, including a lot of things. Zoom meeting, like what we do right now, it's all handled in computer. So it's a hardware that we can use to do a lot of things actually. And what parts make up a computer, and different types of computer, and external storage for a computer. We're going to talk about this in the next slides. And what is a computer? A computer is an electronic device that can create, process, and store or retrieve different types of data and information. That's the proper definition of a computer. And all computers consist of two parts, hardware and software. Hardware is the physical device like a laptop. So if you can see your laptop right now, you have the keyboard, you have the a screen, you have the a camera, you have all of the things that you can see. It's called hardware. Software is a program that you run on your computer that you can't physically touch. So Zoom is a software, and YouTube is a software, and Google Chrome is a software. So it's something that is inside the computer. It's a software, something that we can't really touch, but we can see still. And software can be the PowerPoint application that we use for our presentation today. Other applications are email, browser, Word, spreadsheet, Adobe, PDF, and so on. Right. And again, about digital tools, what parts make up a computer? You know that there should be in the internal of the computer should be hard drive. If you do not have the hard drive, it's impossible for you to store the memory. It's actually to put your data, to put your video files, your Avengers movie, your Star Wars movie, and all of the movies that you have in your computer. So we all store it in the hard drive, and the memory or RAM is actually to help you to process. If you have bigger RAM, it's gonna be easier for the computer to process what all of the, how you call that, the functions that you do on your computer. And central processor unit is the thing that is processing everything that you put in it. So as the external, we have the monitor, we have the keyboard and mouse, and we have the speakers and microphone. And if you have printer, it's also part of the hardware. Now the different types of computers, you have the desktop, you have the laptop, you have the tablets, you have mobile phones. It's all actually computers. The external storage for computers, the thumb drive, the portable hard drive, and external hard drive. Right, so if you're not familiar with this is the place where you can save your files actually. Could be your Word documents, could be your Excel documents, could be the videos again, could be images, could be, there are a lot of data that we can put inside this drive actually. So it's some kind of storage that you can just put whatever things inside. I mean, digital things inside. And again, about digital literacy, what are digital tools? Digital tools are programs like software and platforms that we can use with computers or mobile devices where we can work with text, images, videos, audio, files, for example. And one of them is the Microsoft Office for example, right here, the PowerPoints, the Word documents, Instagram, Facebook, Outlook, Telegram, and so on. And what is digital literacy actually? The digital literacy means having the skills to use technologies like web browsers, email, search engines, social media, Word documents, PowerPoint, Photoshop, Google tools, and more. Let's look at Google tools next and how we can use it in a personal and professional capacity. So I believe that all of you already have your Gmail account, right? As I also see from your registration form, most of you are using the Gmail. So once you already have your Gmail account, we can actually access to all of these tools that we have, including the Gmail itself, the Google Meet, Google Drive, and so on. And you can also create documents in the Google Drive, in Google Docs, and it's actually going to be enabling you to work together with your friends, to work together with your clients, to edit the document at the same time, so that you don't have to work like twice or three times just to edit one document to go back and forth, like for one person to go to the next person to the other person again, and then go back to you, and you have to edit and to give it back to them. So it's for you to collaborate with the text actually. And with the same sense of that, we also have the Google Sheets, but this one is more of like the Excel sheets that you have for example, when you want to put a lot of data in it, and also the tables, for example, and then you want to edit it some couple of times with different people, with different teams of or in groups. So that's why it's always better to use Google Sheets for you to be able to do it at the same time for all of you. And the next part is the Google Slides, when you want to edit a PowerPoint like together at the same time, you can also use that. And the next one is the Google Forms. This is what normally people use to collect data from webinar participants, for example. And also what people don't know, that we can make quizzes as well from Google Forms. We can also automatically mark the score of the students if we are somehow teaching student online, and then we want to give them quiz, and we just put it in Google Form, and by the end they finish submitting the quiz, and they will know the score right away. So I'm going to demonstrate on how to use this Google tools actually after this. So if you have any questions, please feel free to just drop it in our Q&A. I will be really happy to answer the question. So for now, I'm gonna bring you to Google tools. So if you are gonna go through with me practically, feel free, but I will not answer like very specific question, because it's gonna be limited for the time for me to answer. But I'm gonna show you the brief about what we can do in on Google actually. So now, since you already have the account, it's gonna give you access to Google Search, Google Maps, YouTube, Google Play, Google News, Gmail, and Meet, Google Chat, Contacts, Google Drive, Calendar, Translate, Photos, Duo, Shopping, Docs, Sheets, Slides, Books, Hangouts, Keep, and so on. You can just please explore it. And the last one is about forms. So we're going to go through, yeah, it's one of them. So the first one, we have the YouTube right here. So like I told you before, if we want to see like a baby shark video, like how many views that this baby shark has actually. So as you can see right here, the baby shark dance has 8.7 billion views. 8.7 billion views. It's actually more than human population on Earth. So people keep coming to watch the baby shark dance, and it's actually giving the owner money to, yeah, to just put the video on YouTube, and then they get money from the advertisement being put on the video. And also because they are opening baby shark stores in Korea, they also get money from it, like from the merchandise that they are creating. See, really very creative, these people. And pretty sure we're all familiar with baby shark video, but yes, it has 8.7 billion views. It's like the most viewed video so far. Even though it has 12 million dislikes, we don't care as long as it can bring us money, so it's okay, right? 28 million likes and 12 million dislikes. Right. So the next feature that we have is the Google Meet. This one is quite similar with Zoom, the one that we have, the one that we are using at the moment. And also this one is free, and Zoom itself, it has the premium, how you call it, the premium access if you want to gain like more advanced access for that. Right, but in Google Meet, it's kind of free for you to explore and to have meetings with your friends, to have meetings with your students, to have meetings with your client, to have meetings with your business partner. So it's pretty important for you to be able to use Google Meet. So if you want to create new meeting, you can just create a meeting for later. That means you are going to schedule a meeting. You can start an instant meeting. So that means you're going to start a meeting right now. So for example, you want to call your friend, you just want to start a meeting, and then you just give the link to your friend. And your friend would be able to join you at the moment so that you'll have the conversation with them. And schedule in Google Calendar, it's also possible. We're going to talk about the Google Calendar too after this. So for example, right now we're going to start an instant meeting. I'm not sure, it's just going to be ending the webinar, but I'm not sure. No, better not to do that. So let's say for creating, this is the link for your meeting. So you can just copy the link, and then you can give it to your friends, and your friends can join your meeting later on. Right, so if you want to schedule the meeting on calendar, you can also do that. You can just click it, and the meeting will be with Google Meet. You can set the date, the title, for example, empowering women, follow up. No, we are not going to do follow up section, but just for example, we are going to have the empowering women webinar follow up. This is just an example, and then you want to set it like it's depending on you when you are going to set up the meeting. And if you want to have a meeting with the students as well, you can also do that, like math class, talking about derivatives. I know not many people know this, but derivatives, for example, then you can also tag your students right here, give add guests right here for your students, and you can also share the link to your students. You can put the description right here, for example, what the students need to prepare beforehand, and you want the notification to be 30 minutes before, or like 5 minutes or 20 minutes before. You can just change in this part. If you want to put the location, of course it's going to be online because we are using the Google Meet. So that's the function of the Google Meet. I'm going to discard this one. And the next one is we have the Google Calendar. If you are getting busier with your online class, for example, and you decide after today you're going to conduct an online class, you are going to join some platforms so that you can sell your online class product to that platform, and then you're going to have a call with the students, for example, and then you want to put your schedule right here. It is going to be really helpful for you because you're going to be reminded all the time. Let's say here we have the session for 3 hours. Here, empowering, for example, okay, empowering women through technology. And it will give you a reminder before the event actually starts. And also, if you have another break time, for example, for you, break time, you can also set the schedule in your Google Calendar, and it's pretty helpful for me as I'm using Google Calendar as well. So I don't like skip the important meetings with my clients, with my friends, with my colleagues, because I'm using this. It keeps reminding me like 30 minutes before, or if I set to be 15 minutes before the meeting, I can also have that reminder. Right, it's pretty easy to use. You can just click on the hour, and if you want to change the duration of the meeting, gonna be 30 minutes, 0 minute, 15 minutes, you can also do that. Gonna be 45 minutes, 1 hour, and so on. You can just do it right here. You change the title, meeting with a client, for example. And if you want to make it recurring meeting, you can also do that. You can just click the edit, and if you see it doesn't repeat, if you want to be repeated every week, you can just do weekly on Thursday. If you want to do it repeatedly, being repeated monthly on a certain date, you can also do it monthly on every the third Thursday, or annually on June 17th. If you want yourself to get reminded by Google about someone's birthday, someone special, you can also put it right here. If you want to do it every day, Monday to Friday, it's going to be here. And if you want to custom, for example, you only want to meet certain people for 4 times meeting, you can also do after 4 occurrences. It's going to be enabling you to have the reminder and the schedule for 4 times meetings, 4 meetings, right here. So you can also change the schedule and so on. You can save it and you'll have it in your calendar. It's very useful if you have a lot of agendas to do during the day, and if you don't, you can also block the calendar here for you to explore social media, exploring, for example, Instagram, exploring other types of social media. You just yeah, when you see this, like it's happy for me actually to see myself being busy, like I'm busy from 9 a.m. until 8 p.m., for example. I'm just happy feeling having this schedule. So I think it's going to be helping for you too to arrange your schedule using the Google Calendar, and it's pretty easy to access. So every morning, the first thing in the morning, what I usually do when I open my laptop, I always go to my Google Calendar and see what schedule I have today, what schedule I have tomorrow, in this week, for example, what schedule I have on the weekend. So I will not make any overlapping schedules if I have this. All right, so the next one is the Google Docs. You know that this one is a place where you can edit the document together with your friends, with your students. So for example, right here, when we are going to create a document, and let's say you have a class with your student, and then you want your student to write something right there, and you are going to edit it together with your student. It is also going to be a good tools for you uh, to do that, because you can have it, how you call that, you can edit the files with your student at the same time as them. So for example, right here, I'm going to just give you some sort of example on how I usually conduct my online class using Google Docs as well. It is not a new tool for me, but if it is new for you, you can also learn from this session. So let's say I'm gonna copy paste this to the document, right? Wait a second, I'm still copy pasting it. Right, so for example, right here, I have a student talking about the English class, for example, in Indonesia. And then what I'm usually doing with the student when they finish writing their essay, I'm gonna edit them. I'm gonna give the highlights. I'm gonna give the comments, and so on, so that the student will know that this part is actually a mistake. So that sometimes when you have a conversation like this, and also you are editing the same documents at the same time with your student, it is going to be a good collaboration with your student, so that you uh, yeah, you can do it easily actually, because sometimes when you have to give it back and forth to your student, and then your student will revise it, and the student will give it back to you, and you'll have to check it and give it back to the students, and students check it again. It's going to be wasting so much time. So it's always better to do it at the same time like this, if you want to achieve the same goal. And it's not only for your students. If you have meeting with your friends as well, you can also do that right here. So these are the comments that I give to the students, like nice paraphrasing and so on. Right, you can also give comment to right here. If I don't copy paste the file, you can just click this and click add comment if you want to comment about something. Oh, this is my Google account. uh, hey, this part is great. This part is great. And my student will be able to see the comments right here, right away. So it's all online. So it's really good for you to actually have your students working together in the same project like this. And example again. Yeah, we have pretty a lot of slightly words right here. So it's being repetitive, paraphrase. You give the idea if you want to give the idea. If you want the student to think by themselves, you can just leave it like that. Find another words to replace this. You can also do that online so that your students can see it right away. So it's all of this function, you can just get it from the Google Tools right here. You see that's Google Docs, Google Sheets, and so on. Also happening for Google Sheets, it's the same thing. So if you want to edit something online related to the Microsoft Excel, you can also do this right here. So for example, you want to create a table. This is the number, student name, task one. If they're done task one, task two, task three, and final project. For example, right here, you have 5 different students, then you can just uh, edit your Google Sheets right here. And yeah, it's totally up to you on how to use these tools. But I'm just gonna showcase you a little bit about how to use these tools. Like, you don't have to be an expert to use this. I mean, you can, if you can use all of the tools right here, it's gonna be beneficial for you, of course. But if you cannot, you can just use the basic tools in here, and that's already it. It's pretty easy. So Marlena, Joseph, Andra, for example. Oh, sorry, that's supposed to be in the student name. You can just use this tool and copy paste it. It's pretty easy, very easy to use. It's like Microsoft Excel actually. So for five, we have five students, and Joanne, Mila, name your student. And for example, the task one, your student has done it, and you say done. If they want to edit at the same time as you do, and they have access to it, and you can just put it done on progress and done. Um, there are other things that you can update on this part. And final project, you might put the score for your students. If they finish everything already, you can just put it there. So this tool is going to be helping you to do marking, to collect the data from your students. So it's going to be useful for you. If you want to collaborate with your students, you can just let's say name the spreadsheet student record, and you can share it with someone else right here. So if you have other Gmail accounts, you can also put it right here, and then you can add it and you give access to your friends or your students to do, right? All right, so what if you need to put a name between number 4 and 5? You want to put it down right here, you can add it here. Insert one below, for example. You want to put the name right here, Mila, like this, or where? Or 4, and then you enter. How to enter is using Alt, A-L-T, and enter. Mila, like this. So if you want to do it like that, if you want to put enter, a lot of enter inside your Excel document, you can use ALT enter. Mila, Joseph, for example, right here. Joseph, I want to enter again, but inside Andra, ALT, and enter. Joanne. See, it's all right here. So what do you mean to put the name between 4 and 5? Like this or like this? So yes, both options are available. See, it's really easy to use. You can right click on this, and then you see the cut, copy, paste, paste, paste. Shall insert one above if it is going to be above the thing that you just click. If you want to insert it below, you can just click it and insert below. It's going to be underneath the previous line that we already clicked. So if you want to resize, if you want to hide the row, for example, you can also hide it, and you can also make it invisible and visible again. Again, if you want to collaborate, guys, you can click share right here, and then you can just input your student's email right here, and then once they get it, and you can just send it to your student. For example, right here, I don't know this email. At gmail.com. I'm pretty sure this person is already on Gmail, right? So my name is pretty common in Indonesia. So there might be like thousands of people using my name. See, the person is already here. You can just click it and then edit. I don't want to add this person. Click it and edit. You can also change the role. I'm gonna, yeah, for example, if you have another Gmail account, you want to add it here, it is also possible for you to do that. Let's say I'm gonna use my personal email. See, it's gonna be notified, and you can choose the role gonna be viewer, commenter, or editor. It's that simple. Student record, right? So I guess you want to try after this, guys, but then after this, okay? So this one is the Google Ads. If you somehow already an expert in using the online media, and then you have your website and you want to optimize your website, you want to use Google tools, you want to use Google Ads so that people will be coming to your website to, yeah, to see your product and so on. You can also use this, but this one is pretty expert. You can just sign in using your email again, and then create your ad using using the Google Ads. It's pretty simple actually if you want to learn. The next part is the Google form. If you want to click the form right here, it's pretty free for you. There are a lot of options that you can do with the Google form. When I am collecting your data, for example, I also collect yeah, we also do it using form, and obviously you can use Google Chrome, Google form to also make it. For example, here name, short answer, duplicate. If you want to change the type of it, you can use paragraph. Your purpose of joining the webinar. For example, if I want to give you an essay question before admitting you to the session for today, then we can do that. And then multiple choice right here if you have a lot more options. Where did you get this information, for example? And you can also give options right here: Instagram, add option, Facebook, friends, friend, and if you want to add other, it's going to be option other right here. What is the multiple choice? And the other types of Google form gonna be check boxes. If you can check more than just one option. Here you only need to check one option. You are only able to check one option, but here you can do more than just one option. And if you want to put it in order, for example, you want to put it in alphabetical order, you have Facebook, and you have friend, you have Instagram, and other. Also here, if you want to arrange that, it's also possible. You have Facebook, and you have friend, you have Instagram, and you have other. That's for the checkboxes. You can just duplicate again and change the form of it. Drop down. Uh, this one is going to be giving you the drop down menu. It's also one option, just like this one, just like the multiple choice. It is just a drop down. Usually you already set up the program. For example, you have different like 5 programs. The first one is writing class and speaking class and grammar class, for example. Then it's which program you're interested in, which program you are interested in. You can also put it there, and then you can change the drop down list right here, and you can just duplicate it again and change. So now it's uploading a file. Let's respond and upload files to Drive. Continue, because you already have your Google Drive account. So simple. The maximum number of files should be 1. Maximum file size should be 10 megabytes. Because when you put more than 10 megabytes, it's gonna be making your Google Drive full, right? Because all of these features that you have on Google will have the same amount of the cloud storage, the storage that you can put your data online. So the maximum number for the data is supposed to be 15 gigs, but if you want to add more, you'll have to pay. Could be monthly, could be annually. So it's depending on the price that you got in your country. Right, so now please upload your essay, for example, and then the student should upload it right here. And you can just duplicate again, and we change the type of the file. Linear scale 1 until 5. How satisfy how satisfied are you with the webinar, for example? 1 until 5. You can also put label for number 1 as the nah and yay, for example. You can also use that. That's a linear scale. So the linear scale can also go with a multiple choice grid. This is going to be more complex, the row and columns. So the options that you have right here, it's going to be more complex. Not sure if you are just the first time using the Google form and you just want to create a form for your student, you will need it. I'm not really sure. And the checkbox grid also the same. It's going to be more complex. And if you want to put the date, DOB, for example, you can also put it right here. And if you want to change it into time, available time, for example, for your student to check their available time, they also can put it here. So if you want to make all of the options required, you can just click this one. So required means the student or the one who is going to be fulfilling the form has to fill that particular part. So you can make it required like this, right? So that's about the form. If you want to change it to import the question, you can also do this. If you want to add the title and description, you can also do that. Title again and description again. For example, this part is going to be answering a question about mathematics, let's say, and this part is going to be answering question about English. You can also chunk it like this, right? And also add title and description. We did add image. If you want to give like a image for you, like an infographic, you can also put it right there. You can add image and upload it. If you want to add video instruction, for example, on how to fill the form, you can also do it. Right, there are a lot of options that you have right here actually. This is the section 2. Section 1 is going to be the first page. Section 2 is going to be the second page. So somehow if you did a survey questionnaire before, you will see the page 1, you will see the page 2, page 3, and so on, and it's going to be under the section right here, add section. So that's the Google form. And one thing, everybody, we can also do quiz from the Google form, and it's all for free. I'm gonna share my screen again for you. For example, right here, I did a quiz about the digital marketing for Instagram from Empire Code. So they are going to be given certificate if only they pass score of 60 or 60%. And this is the example of the question. And if you want to make it quiz, you can also see see this, right? This one is gonna be the answer of the right. So can you see my screen right now? I didn't share my screen, so now I share my screen about the digital marketing in Instagram. This is from Empire Code as well. So this quiz is going to be assessing the students whether they understand about the course or not. So they will get the certificate if only they can pass 60%. They can answer 60% correctly. See, 60%. So we can analyze it. We don't have to go through one by one student, but if you have the Google form, it will give you an automatic score for that. So for example, the name, date of birth, and here is the question of the quiz. And you can also see the answer key. When you click it, you see that this is the answer key, right? And you can see the point as well right here. One is going to be because I have 10 questions, 1 point will weigh 1, so that it's going to be 60% is going to be 66 or 6 questions correct. And the second one, if you want to see the answer key, it's going to be right here. This is the answer key and the point is here. You can change the answer key if you want to. So yeah, these are the questions that are currently being live. And the response is right here. So if you can see the response right here, these are the score of the students: 8, 9, 8, 9, 9, 9, 9, 10, 9, 7, 10, 10, 8, 6, 1, 9, 8, 10, 9, and so on. So you can just see the score right away right here with the email address and the score, right? If you click it, it will go to the specific form. Now, this is the form of the student who answers with the 8 point of 10 points. See, you can also do that. And how to do it, I'm going to show you on how to do it. So if you have this, for example, This one is your question, right? So you can just click on the setting. You can just play around with the setting. There is the presentation, there is the quizzes, and if you want to make it a quiz, you can just click right here, make this a quiz. A release grade immediately after each submission. So after they are done submitting, they will see the result right away. The respondent can also see the missed questions, the correct answers, the point value. If you want them to do not see this, you can just uncheck it. See, so it's pretty easy for you to make quiz on Google. This one, if you want to have some different options as well. So progress bar, shuffle questions order. If you want it to be given to different student and you don't want them to cheat at the same time when they are doing it together, so you can just do this, right? And for example, you want to be one section only for one question and shuffle the question order, it's going to be possible as well. The general setting is right here. The response receipt, the emails, limit to one response, and so on. Maximum size of file uploaded, right? If you have any questions, please let me know. Just drop me the question on the chat and I will be happy to answer that. Right, that's the Google form, and now the Google Travel. If you want to search for flights, hotel, and more, you can also do this. Google Translate, of course, people are familiar with this one already. Baby Shark video, good. Right, any questions so far, guys? If you have any question, again, you can just drop it on the chat. Right, so this is the Google tools, and now I'm gonna bring you again to the previous slides. So yes, please, if you have questions. Wait a second. Again, if you are aiming to get the certificate at the end of the session, we also have the certificate. And please do not leave the call because we are going to collect your data for the certificate. So that's about the Google tools that you can explore. So after this, guys, if you already have your email, I want you to go through with your email and then try to use all the tools that we have just learned. If you find some difficulties, you can just shout it back and ask me questions, and I will be here to answer your question. As for now, I am going to give you time for about 5 minutes for you to explore the Google tools. So yes, please feel free to explore your Google tools. And I'm still gonna be here. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop the question on the Q&A section. Currently, we are going to have 5 minutes break. All right, so welcome back everyone to our session for today, empowering women to technology. So our 5 minutes break is already done, and I was assuming that you were exploring your Google tools. Did you? Right, so if you did not have time to explore the Google tools right now, it's totally okay because you can just explore your tools later on after we're done with the presentation. Right, so will we get certificate from this program? Of course, I already mentioned in the beginning of the session that you'll get an e-certificate at the end of the session. So please stay tuned, right? So guys, currently I'm running a poll as well. So uh, if you have the if you're currently looking at your screen, you will be seeing the poll being shown on your screen. So if you are okay to click the poll, please feel free to just click it because it's a simple poll for me to understand the demographic. It's just a very simple form so that it's going to be easy for me to go through with the next presentation, right? So please, every one of you, I see 35 people right here, and please feel free, just click the poll. I only see 18 of them. Right. The next part, we are going to talk about the internet and broadband. As I already mentioned before, that internet is a crucial part of our life nowadays. If we don't have the internet access, it's going to be hard for us to actually chat, to actually sell products, to do a lot of things online. Because now with the limitation, with the with the borders are still closed and we're not able to go, basically we're not able to go anywhere freely. So it's a basic need for us to have the internet connection, to have the internet access. And that's why it's pretty important to talk about this for women, so that when they are setting up their internet connection, they can also use it for doing like uh, online activities, that they can still get additional income from it. So now, what are digital tools? Digital tools, we already talked about it before. And yeah, this webinar is part of digital tools, and the internet and broadband is actually part of it. The one that will make the digital tools running smoothly is the internet access. So if you don't have it, it's gonna be so hard for us to juggle. Right. So the next part is this one. What is the internet? The internet is an enormous network that connects computers all over the world. Hence, the term World Wide Web, which describes what internet is, a vast web of interconnected computers or devices all over the world. So that's the proper definition of the internet. To me, it is something that can connect us virtually, online. So those are the terms that we are usually using. Are you being online right now? Can you go online? So that online and virtual is the use that we use to the terms that we use to describe internet. Without internet, we're not being able to go virtual. We're not gonna be able to go online. That's all. Right. So most web pages that you visit are stored on a large servers which are owned by the companies such as Microsoft, Google, or Amazon. This service is known as hosting, but we're not getting into much of it in this webinar. We're not going to talk about the hosting, about how to create a website, about how to analyze the performance of a website. We're not going to go that way, but now it's just talking about the internet itself. Due to the sheer size and complexity of the internet, it is very difficult to regulate and control the use of internet. So that's why it's pretty important for you to know also, when you are doing a Google search, if you're not really capable of doing a Google search, it is going to be hard for you to look for the specific things that you are truly looking for. Sometimes you will end up at a place that you don't really know what is that actually. So when you are searching, for example, for help, you don't type what can I do to make my my dog stop barking, for example. You can't do that in Google. You can actually, but sometimes you will be ending up in different place. So that's why the ability to search a proper keyword is also part of how to use the internet wisely, not just Googling everything, shouting out the question on Google and then expecting the answer. Sometimes we might not get the answer we want. So be careful with that. So the types of internet, there is the fiber internet connection, the cable, DSL, satellite, dial-up. The slowest is dial-up. And to me right now, I believe that I'm using the fiber the fastest. But then there's a limited amount of the speed of the internet, is depending on what subscription that you have. Right. So what is broadband actually? Broadband is the internet connection that your modem uses to send and receive data via your internet service provider, ISP, and the wider internet. So ISP is the provider of the internet itself, where we pay your internet connection. If you don't have the ISP, it is impossible for you to go online. So internet, broadband connection, and home. So this is what we need. And dial-up modems using phone line to dial up to the internet connection. It was used in the past but still exists. Some of the places that are hard to get internet connection, they are still using this, but it's going to be really slow. Nowadays, websites are not built for this kind of speed anymore, and using a dial-up modem, it will take a very long time for the web page to load. Even like for 10 megabytes picture, it's going to be taking forever for you to load. So we don't use that anymore. Some places still do. What do we need to set up an internet connection? So the first one, we of course need the internet service provider. Sorry, like I mentioned before, that when we don't have the internet service provider, if you don't have the provider itself, we are not going to be able to go online. And the second one is the tool to connect us is the modem. Right? Again, guys, people, if you have questions, please feel free to drop it on the Q&A section. Right? So the internet and broadband, what is an internet service provider? An internet service provider, ISP, is a company such as Singtel, StarHub, M1 in Singapore that provides internet access to households and companies. As a customer, you will subscribe to their services to get internet access normally for a monthly fee. So if you are in Indonesia, for example, there are some internet service providers as well, like IndiHome. It's owned by the government, and also there are a lot of internet service provider, but for IndiHome itself, you can get the 20 megabytes per second speed, the 50 megabytes per second speed also, and it's going to be monthly, and usually the contract is going to be for 1 year. So 1 year contract with the monthly fee. And you don't have to install the modem. You don't have to buy the modem, because for me, when I am in Indonesia, and then I got the modem from the ISP. So it is depending on each country. So if in your country, usually the internet service provider doesn't give you the modem, so you have to purchase it yourself, and then you have to do some kind of setup for your modem too. So it's pretty important to do that. Again, I'm going to remind you, if you have any questions to drop, feel free to just drop your question on the Q&A section. And I'm going to see the poll while I'm also doing the presentation. Were you employed before the outbreak? 71% said yes, and 29% said no. How do you usually get online? Mobile data and private Wi-Fi. There is no one using public Wi-Fi. And do you use Google tools like Google Sheets, Slides, Forms, or Docs? 96% using it, and 4% no. Did you get impacted by COVID-19 outbreak? 75% yes, and only 25% no. So maybe those people who are saying yes, they want to start getting up from this problem and then try the online classes, the online learning, the online platforms, so that you can gain some additional incomes as well from it. Were you employed during before the outbreak? How do you usually get online? So 33% people, they're using mobile data. So it's pretty good of you about this webinar, because we're going to talk about how to do the online the setting for your Wi-Fi connection if you want to move to your private Wi-Fi. Public Wi-Fi is something like in McDonald's or something in the National Library. The Wi-Fi that is provided by the for or in public area, right? So you have the private Wi-Fi, most of you, and mobile data for 33%. Thank you for clicking the poll. What is a modem actually? It's a box that connects your home network to the wider internet. Serves as a bridge between your home network and the internet. If you don't have this, your internet connection won't work. So that's why it's like paramount to have this before you set up anything with your internet connection, before you're able to do baby shark video, or before you can collaborate with your students to do some kind of documents. It transmits, receives, and converts data, analog signals from your internet service provider, and translates it into data that your devices can understand. Allows you to use devices to send and receive data over the internet. So that's what modem is, and I'm pretty sure if you already have your private Wi-Fi, you already have your modem. If you are currently using the mobile data, it's all right. So you can just buy modem freely actually. As in Indonesia, you can just go to uh, online platform for you to shop. Also, if you want to specifically talking about the gadget, you can also go to Jakarta Notebook because it's having this modem as well for you to buy. All right. So the next part is about the connecting your internet. The step one is if you're using fiber optic, your connection will be like this. First, you will need to subscribe to an internet service provider, of course. Like I mentioned before, there are different service providers in each country. And if you already subscribed into one of the internet service provider, you will also have some different categories from that ISP. You can get the highest speed, you can have the medium speed, you can have the lowest speed as well. It's depending on how much you pay for that actually. Right, so the next one is about the connecting your modem to the internet via cable. Depending on what internet type you have, you will need to connect either a phone cable, DSL, coax cable, or fiber optic cable to your modem. This is the fiber optic cable, this is just the cable, and this is the DSL cable. Currently, what I have right now is the internet service provider from IndiHome in Indonesia, and we are using the fiber optic. It is depending on your internet service provider as well, and your house settings, and which one is your preference. So, depending on that. And the second one, this is the setup of the modem to the internet. See the image right here. You can see the plug is here and you have to plug it to your modem, and there is the cable for DSL, there's the cable for the cable, and there is the for the Ethernet. Usually we call it as the LAN cable, local area network cable, the one that we plug into the modem and we plug into the computer. So we connect the modem with the computer, and it's usually, when you have a problem with your Wi-Fi connection, if you don't have the Wi-Fi, you can just put this cable into your computer and your modem, and it's going to be running faster actually. So if your maximum speed is 50 megabytes per second, for example, when you plug your cable, you can achieve your maximum speed. But through the Wi-Fi, and since you have different devices, your computer speed might not reach 50 megabytes per second. All right, and with all cables, before you power up your modem, connect your Ethernet cable to the orange cable to your computer, and the internet cable, the black cable, to the outlet. This with this with this, and this to your computer. With all the cables plugged in, we can now power up all the devices. You should see the lights on your modem turning on static green light. It can take up to 1 to 2 minutes to get the internet going. Test your connection. Open Google search in a browser. If the web page loads, then you got access to the internet. If it doesn't, there should be another problem. Next, we will look at the Wi-Fi and how to set this up. The Wi-Fi setup is gonna be a little bit more complicated because it's gonna be in your router, or in your router. You will also have to. You can connect it directly to your device. You can also use Wi-Fi to deliver the internet. So that's why if you have like 5 devices connected through Wi-Fi, if your maximum speed is 50 megabytes per second in one specific or particular device, you won't be able to reach that 50 megabytes per second because the internet speed is divided into different devices. What is Wi-Fi actually? Wi-Fi is a wireless connection which allows your devices to connect to a wireless router, which then connects to the internet. Router creates a network where several devices can connect simultaneously. Devices that are Wi-Fi enabled can connect to the router and access the internet. the router itself is connected through to the modem. So the goal of this setting is actually to make you being connected to the internet, so that you can start creating your stuff, start creating your online activities, start gaining additional income, right? So the next part is about the Wi-Fi network. For you who already have your private Wi-Fi, you might need to have this knowledge for just in case your neighbor wants your help for like setting up the Wi-Fi, or your grandmothers or grandparents, they want to set up Wi-Fi and they can't. Uh, they don't really know on how to do it, so they will need your help to do it. If you already have your private Wi-Fi and you want to know more about uh, what the guy is doing when they're setting up the Wi-Fi, you can also stay tuned in this presentation. All right, so the steps are the same as setting up the internet connection, but instead of connecting the Ethernet cable to the computer, now you need to connect it to the wireless router. See, this cable you connect it to the wireless. This cable you connect it to the wireless router, and then finally your router can spread the signal, and then you can use the Wi-Fi connection. But if you don't want this to connect to your Wi-Fi and you want to have that 50 megabytes per second, for example, your maximum speed, you can just plug it in your computer like we did in the previous presentation. First time setup for your router, you will need to connect an Ethernet cable from your router to your computer using one of the Ethernet out ports, this one. Next, power up the modem once the lights are on, steady green light, then power up the router. Test your connection. Open Google search in a browser. If it opens, then it's good. If not, it's not good. If you're using a refurbished router, you will need to reset the router first back to factory settings. Press the reset button on the back panel of the router. The router needs to be powered up when you reset. So it's pretty important for you if you buy a router that has been used before and they have some damages in that router and then it's being repaired and you buy that one, you also need to put it back in the factory setting. So the modem lights should be green, either static or blinking. Now, if you're using a refurbished router, then you'll need to reset, yes. Again, you'll need to reset if you're using refurbished. Setting up and securing your router. Once you have established an internet connection, you need to set up your router. Keep your Ethernet cable plugged into your computer. Your access to the router's administration panel via the browser by typing in the router's IP address or a web link into the URL bar. Normally, you will find this information at the back of your router. You can also look at the router's IP address via control panel for Windows and system preferences. Network for Mac OS when your computer is connected to the router. Your login details for the administration panel should come with the router. If you can search for the default login settings, you can also search your login details online. For example, Asus routers username and password, use admin as the default password. I believe it's gonna be for all routers. Even for my routers, I also still have that password admin. So if you want if you want to change the admin password, you can just change it later on. But first, you'll have this password and username. To secure your router, you will need to change both your username and password for the router once you logged in. Next, you can rename your network name that you can easily identify. Use names that don't identify yourself. And after securing your router, it's time to connect to your new Wi-Fi network. A new router always comes with factory setting for both username and password. Will normally be admin or something similar, but please change it. Secure your router by changing the username and password because it's gonna be dangerous for you, right? Otherwise, people can get into your admin setting and they can change a lot of things through your router setting. So it is important for you to change the password, right? So the next one, Log into admin dashboard. For example, this is the appearance for the admin dashboard. Make sure your router is powered and is powered on, and you have an Ethernet cable plugged into your computer. In this instance, we access the dashboard via URL of router.asus.com and log in with our default username and password using admin. Usually for different router, you'll have different login as well, login address. This one is pretty simple, but mine is going to be using the IP address. It's kind of hard to memorize the IP address, but then it's going to be uh, it's going to be like a number, so we can't really memorize the numbers. You have to note it down, and you can change the setting later. You can just go into that numbers, and then it's going to be bringing you to the setting, to the admin page, and you can sign in. You can set up your Wi-Fi. In this instance, depending on the brand of your router, it will use a different URL to log into the admin dashboard. Exactly. The router we're using is, this determination is an Asus RT 2600. Right, changing the username and password for your router. So if you can see it right here, this is the name of your login name and also the new password. If you want to change the password and you're confirm the password, you can change it right here. If you want to change, it's in the administration. So once you logged in, it's time to secure your router. You will need to change both your username and password. Navigate to administration section via the left panel. Please note that for different brand of routers, the dashboard layout might look different, but the essence of it is going to be the same. You will have to look for your username and also your password. It's going to be your admin login. In general, changing of username and password for the router will sit in the administration section. Once you change the username and password, click apply at bottom of the page to update the new login credentials. Right here, note down your new username and password to use for future logins. Um, it's pretty important actually to memorize your password and login details. If you somehow forget the password and login details, you can just reset to factory setting. Now it's time to set up the Wi-Fi network. Right, so as you can see right here, you can also rename your network that you can easily identify. Use names that don't identify yourself. Here we rename to EWSEC. Now, I know EWS, but yeah, people might not know about what EWS is. So to secure your network with a password, select WPA2 personal and then type in a strong password, then click apply. The strong password will consist the capital letter and uppercase and lowercase and also symbols. If you can use the exclamation mark, if you want to use the @ symbol, if you want to use the hashtag symbol, dollar symbol, percentage symbol, and some kind of other symbols, it is going to be making your password stronger. So consider to use that. All right. Repeat the process for the 5 gigahertz if applicable. Now your Wi-Fi network is secured with your new password. Next, log out from the dashboard. So you have everything ready right here actually. And then connecting to your Wi-Fi network via Mac iOS. So this is the Wi-Fi network, and you will see you'll have to input the password. And what you need to do is just to put up the new password that you just put for your Wi-Fi setting. After securing your router, it's time to connect to your new Wi-Fi network. Make sure your Wi-Fi is turned on your devices before connecting to the Wi-Fi network. Click on the Wi-Fi icon at the top bar and then select our new Wi-Fi, renamed to EWSEC. First time login to your new Wi-Fi network will prompt you to input a password. Enter your password and just click join. And if you want to remember this password, you can also click the remember this network, so you don't have to reconnect it all the time. you can just click that, remember this network. If you don't, if you're in a public place, you just want to use it one time, you don't need to checklist that one. But since this one is your private Wi-Fi, you can just check that one. Remember this network and click join after that. This is for the look for the Windows. If you see on the right bottom corner, you will see Wi-Fi in it. When you click it, you will see the network. And just choose the network that you're familiar with, your network. You can just choose it and click the password. Input the password right there and then click next or join right here. Right, after securing your router, it's time for you to connect to your Wi-Fi network. Make sure your Wi-Fi is turned on. Click on the Wi-Fi icon on the right bottom corner and input the password and make it remember. All right, if you have any questions so far, please just feel free to drop your questions on the Q&A section, because it's going to be important for me to see how far you go with the lecture for today. And also, if you are wanting to get the e-certificate, I will give you the link to fill up at the end of the session for today. Right, if there's no more question, I'm going to continue. Is there any question, or anyone wants to open the microphone to answer, to ask the question directly? If you want to do that, please let me know by raising your hand. All right. So the next part is about the empowerment skills. This is actually the most important part that you need to learn for today. Besides all of the other important parts, this is also important. And using technology as an empowering tool. So digital technology is one of the most powerful tools available to individuals. It can help to maximize productivity, of course, independence and participation. It can give you the additional income as well through a lot of different platforms, right? And it can lead to a high level of success both in your personal, social, academic, and professional career. Be curious, continue to explore and learn new technologies. This will lead to more opportunities in life. Information is everything, and with the internet, you have access to information. Google it and you get your answers. The internet has opened endless ways to learn and gain access to education. It is empowering and have given people a way to better themselves. The internet has given people opportunities to earn money from anywhere. The ways people can earn money these days are different than during your parents' and grandparents' time. Next, we will look at ways to learn and earn money using technology. So yes, the internet has opened endless ways for us to learn actually, and to get knowledge, access to education, again, to have more networks, because we can communicate with existing with people that we already know. We can communicate with people that we just know, and it will bring new network for you, and that new network will be your tool actually to get more audience. If you want to sell product, if you want to innovate to do some kind of partnership, you can also do that using your networks. We will look into learning resources later on in this webinar, so please be waiting for that one. And the internet has given us opportunities to earn an income from anywhere, and the ways people earn money these days are different than during in your parents' era, right? So it is pretty important to learn about technologies, to empower your skill, to enhance your digital literacy skill, so that you will be coping up with a new era right now. So the different ways to learn using digital technologies. The internet has opened endless opportunities to learn again. There are plenty of online platforms that you can use for free or pay a subscription to use. The courses available are endless, ranging from computer science, business, arts and humanities, data science, personal development, design, marketing, music, coding, and much more. And also there are different kind of platforms that focuses on variety of subjects and some are aimed toward kids. This is a great way for kids to experience technology and gain new knowledge. And YouTube have millions of videos online, and literally you can learn anything from cooking, coding, marketing, DIY, and even how to unclog your kitchen sink. The access to different information is endless, and that's why digital technologies plays a vital point of our learning journey. It's not only YouTube. There are a lot of social media platforms that we can also use to learn as well. If you ever watch TikTok, TikTok will give you lots of information that you probably not know it before. So there are some kind of new knowledge that being posted by individuals on TikTok. They're not professionals, but they just know a particular thing. So when they share it to the online media, people will know that particular thing for sure, like for a massive understanding. And that's why it's also important for us to be able to access those medias. YouTube is of course like an absolute thing if you want to go for tutorials. And yeah, if you can create your own tutorial videos, it's gonna be wonderful as well, because it's gonna direct money to us too, so it's gonna be good. And we almost use YouTube every day. Like who doesn't use YouTube nowadays? Like almost none. And then the different ways to earn money using digital technologies. Here are some ideas to get you started. The freelance work. There are a couple of websites that always require freelancers. So in that website, the one who need free the ones who need freelancers, and the freelancers are in the same platform. So that platform is gonna be a place for you to meet. If you are a freelancer, there that is going to be a place for you to meet with your employer, your freelancing employer, and sell homemade items using social media. In Indonesia itself, there is a feature on Gojek and also Grab, which is GoFood and also Grab Food. So if you can sell your food, your homemade items, including food as well, online, then it's gonna be attracting people to use the online platform to order food from you. You don't have to have this store. You just need to have the product and you sell it in that online platform, and people can do pre-order. People can just order it right away from your store, and yeah, it's gonna be making a lot of money if you know how to do that. And then start your own blog. You can also do some kind of blogging. Several moms, they also use blog as the way they tell their stories. And once your blog is having much attractions, like people are coming to your blog to read your blog post, sometimes you also get money from it. And when people want to advertise it in your advertise their products into your blog spot, it's gonna be really good too. So that's why blogging is one of the ways to get money. And start your e-commerce shop. You know, now this there is the Shopee, there is the uh, Lazada, there is the Amazon. There's lots of how you call that, like e-commerce shop that you can sell your product in. So don't worry, as long as you have your product, as long as you have the quality, you have your price, you have your product details, you can just market it. And start a YouTube channel. Like again, the baby shark video has raised more than $100 million. So that's why if the family can do that, how we can. So I think it's a good consideration for you to start your YouTube channel if you have a particular topic to talk about. And becoming a social media influencer with Instagram, this is another ways actually. Moms can be influencer, girls can be influencer, cooks can be influencer. So whatever things that you are expert in doing, then you can also put it as a content, and you can be an influencer in your community, and it's gonna be generating money as well for you. right? And then online tutoring. This one is really easy for you to do because what you need to do is you have to schedule and students. And how to find students? There are actually a lot of platforms like online platforms that also provide this function. So they put the student and they put tutors in one platform, and they just mix and match the supply and demand there, the teacher and the student, what the students need and what the teacher can teach. They can just connect it through, and they will get money. The teacher will get money, and the website will get money. All the or the platform will get money as well. So that's how we gain additional income from the online tutoring. Let's look at a few of these ideas. Right, so the freelance work, do you have a skill that others will pay for? For example, here are a few jobs you can do as a freelancer: writing and translation, digital marketing and social media, editing and proofreading, administrative support, design, creative and graphics, web developer and tech. So you don't have to work the whole day. You just need to work in particular hours that you are being employed by those people who need freelancers. You are offering your service. If they want to pay the service, they will just pay on the certain amount of hours. And usually it's per project. So it's depending on how many projects that you handle, then they will pay you based on it. Right, so for the next one is, as freelancer, where do I go to find jobs? Good place to start. A good place to start is your own personal and professional network. So you can just, if you already have your service, you can just inform your friends, you can just inform your colleagues, so that to let them know that, guys, I have this service. If you somehow need my help to do that, please feel free to contact me. So even if your friends, they need such kind of freelancer, they will just contact your friend. So don't worry, try to use your personal and professional network. And the next part, you can use job sites that post freelance work that you can search for. And then you can use marketplaces to bid for projects or sell your services like Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer. So these three platforms will give you a way to actually put your resume, to put your portfolio into the platform, and then you can just sell it. And how you sell it is like you're promoting your product, and the people who are needing your product, they will come to you. Then they will pay you for a certain amount of time that you give to them. On Upwork and Freelancer, you bid your projects for projects. On Fiverr, you can offer a wide range of different services at once, which a client can search for. It is free to join all these marketplaces as a freelancer. You can bid or market your services for free, and you'll get money. These marketplaces do charge a service fee, which is deducted from your project fee. This fees varies depending on the marketplace you use, and we do not endorse any of these marketplaces, but we want to share that such marketplace exists for freelancers, and many do use them to find jobs. So at this moment, Empire Code is not going to be responsible for anything happening between you and Upwork, between you and Fiverr, between you and Freelancer. We are just giving you the ideas that actually there are a lot of platforms that can help you if you're going to decide to be a freelancer and you're confused about how to get the market for your freelancing job. So you can go to these platforms so that it's going to be increasing your reach as well. Right. If you want to go to Upwork, you can search in upwork.com. Fiverr gonna be fiverr.com, and freelancer gonna be freelancer.com. Everything here is like we spell it right here: upwork.com, fiverr.com, and freelancer.com. All right. Do you have any questions so far? If you do not have any questions, I am going to continue. So the first one is about starting your own blog. It's not easy to write all the time, but that's what it takes to generate money, right? It's not easy. So that's why if you are eager to write down your blog post, it is gonna be good for you to start right now. There are two platforms right as I show you my presentation that you can use. The first one is the WordPress.com, and the second one is the Wix.com. All of these basic platforms are free, but if you want to use the paid one, the paid version, it is also possible. You can just pay for the domain and hosting, and then you can use it freely. Write and share topics that you are passionate about and raise awareness on causes that will have a positive impact in your community using your blog, and create great content and build your traffic to your blog. And the way we measure your blog, whether it is successful or not, is actually from the traffic. How many people are visiting your website in one day? How many people are visiting your website in 1 week, and so on? So that's how we measure the success of your blog post. You can make money by selling ads on your website, of course, and you can blog about products and make money through affiliate marketing. The easiest way to set up a blog is to use a platform like WordPress.com or Wix.com. Both are free. Both offer a free version to set up your blog website. For a blog to work, you need to create great content to attract visitors to your website. So it is important to just try. If you now know that you can do the blog post in WordPress and Wix, you can just try to write things there. And for the design, as it is you are trying the first time, so it doesn't really matter. Just try to get the sense of uh, trying for using that platform. If you are already using it for some time, then you can improvise your ability in using the blog by designing it, by joining copywriting, and so on, right? So guys, if you have any questions so far, so please feel free to ask me a question. And after this, we are going to continue. To start your own YouTube channel, for example, right here, when you're about to start your YouTube channel, you have to know that YouTube is one of the most visited websites in the world and has a wide variety of video content uploaded by users, right? And the opportunity to reach a wide audience is massive in YouTube. So if you're selling product, for example, and you want to how you call that, you want to reach more audience and you want to have your product being sold even more, you can also use YouTube to sell your products. And before selling your product, YouTube is actually a platform for you to give whatever skill that you have, like for example creating a tutorial videos about doing certain or particular things that you know, and it's going to be increasing the audience. Once your audience is increasing, then you can just sell products in it. It's not going to be an easy journey, but yes, it's going to be worth it at the end, right? And creating a YouTube account isn't that difficult, but creating a successful YouTube channel is a little more work because you have to be more consistent. You have to know what you are doing in your channel, and you also have to, yeah, have to be able to connect with the other YouTubers as well as a way to collaborate and create great content consistently and understand your audience. Building an audience takes time. Let's look at Adrienne that started her channel back in 2012 and now has over 9.8 million subscribers. Once you have more than 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 valid watch hours in the last 12 months, then you can start the YouTube Partner Program and start earning money through ads. So I'm going to play this video. I hope I'm still sharing the audio. And this video is going to be giving you a brief overview about what she does actually with the YouTube channel. And then she gained 9.8 million subscribers right now.
Hello and welcome to Yoga with Adrienne. I'm Adrienne and this is Benji. And whatever brought you here, whether it was a Google search or a soul search, or maybe a friend or family member or coworker recommended the channel to you, it is my great honor and privilege to welcome you with open arms. You belong here. We started this channel in September of 2012. The goal was to create as much free, high-quality yoga for as many people as possible. Never in my wildest dreams could I have ever imagined that this community could grow to be quite so big, so global, diverse, and loving. The idea here is to take out all of the obstacles, all of the excuses, all of the blocks or barriers between you and your true self, your practice. So whatever you feel like you need, whether it's a little quiet time to be with your breath, or maybe a fiery vinyasa to build strength, whatever it is, YWA has your back. The layout of the channel.
Right, the idea behind the channel is pretty simple. She's a yoga trainer and she wants uh, to bring more impact actually by using the YouTube video so that people can watch not only like the trainee in her place, but also a massive audience. And then she didn't realize that it's reaching like more people, like millions of people are actually watching her, and that's why she started to grow her YouTube channel, and now she has 9.8 million subscribers, which is a really good thing. So she's a mother too, so that's why if she can, why we can't? So that's a good motivation actually for us to start having our YouTube channel as a way to earn money. So yeah, that's it. So do you have any question, anyone so far? If you have question, please drop it in our Q&A chat, and I'm going to answer the question for you. And if you have any further question right now, we might take a quick break time for about 1 or 2 minutes for you to just get relaxed, and then we will go back again to continue the slides. It's not that much actually. It's like 1 or 2 slides before your e-certificates link came out. So now I want you to have a quick break while you are also preparing your question if you have questions to ask. Right, I'm gonna read the poll again. Were you employed before the outbreak? 74% saying yes, 26% saying no. This is from 34 people answering all the questions. How do you usually get online? 35% using mobile data and 65% is using the private Wi-Fi. And also, do you use Google tools like Google Sheets, Slides, Form, and Google Docs? Yes, 97% are using the Google tools, so which is a good thing. All right, so now please have a quick break for about 2 minutes. All right, so everyone, welcome back. So your 2 minutes break is already over. This is the last slide that we were talking about, how to create a YouTube channel. If you're interested to be the next baby shark creator, you can also do this. Create a YouTube channel and then try to earn money from it, from the ads. Try to gain subscribers, try to make as interesting video as possible. And then once you reach 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 valid hours, watch hours, then you can register yourself as the YouTube partner program, and you can gain money from that. All right, so the next gonna be talking about the empowerment of skills again, the online tutoring. This is quite important actually, as this is the easiest way for us to earn money, to earn additional money for all over the world. And if you have any skill, of course, I will assume that everybody will have their particular skill actually. So that's why it is not a hard thing to start, as long as you have the internet connection, as long as you have the device that you can use to teach, and that's gonna be very easy. So online tutoring, teaching online has increased in popularity over the years. You can use platforms like Lovesback that connect students with teachers around the world. It is free to list any knowledge you want to teach, as a service provider, whether it is language, STEM, career coaching, counseling, yoga, art, and much more. So it is depending on what skills that you are possessing, and that's why you can just make the online tutoring right here. So I'm gonna go to this website because it's gonna be giving you more understanding on how to use the platform. So this is the website, and if you want to know all of the services that we have, for example, we have a lot right here. You can just explore. First one is to select the service and then find your provider and pay with guarantee. There are two ways to set up. The first one is you can do the student sign up if you want to be the student in the service, and if you want to be the service provider, if you want to be the one who is teaching, you can also click on the service provider sign up. And for example, you want to search for, let's say, media. Try to find service on media on how to do the things related to media. So if you have any interest that you want to search on this platform, for example, you can also do for that. So economic, try to search it. Maybe my internet isn't working. Right, so yeah, just try. This is one of the platform that you can use to how you call that, to register yourself as the service provider, and app you'll have the opportunity to teach online actually for the students across the globe. Again, let's say I want to put coding, and I want to search for the coding classes if it is possible. Right, so it is my website that is yeah, glitching. So it's all right. I just want to show you that this is one of the platform that you can use actually, guys. If you want to do the online tutoring, you can try later on, and you can try to register yourself in this platform, and that's gonna be a good thing, right? So the next part, if you have any question, because after this we are going to have a Q&A section. This is gonna be all for you. If you have questions related to all of the things that we have learned before, including the Google tools, including the way to earn money through online platforms, YouTube, online tutoring, like other stuff. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask me questions. All right. I will be waiting for the next 2 minutes. If you have any questions you want to put in your Q&A, please just feel free to put it in the Q&A section of this presentation. Come on. Do you have any other questions to ask, everyone? Yes, we'll have the certificate. Come on. Others? Do you have any questions? I'm going to be waiting for here for the next 2 minutes, just in case you still have questions about anything. Are you familiar with all of the tools that I just explained? Do you have any plan actually to create anything in the future? If you want to tell me your story, how you get impacted by the COVID-19, feel free. Anyone? Because it's going to be more personal, right? To me, yeah, it impacted me, but not that significant, because I can do online tutoring. I do online tutoring a lot actually. The certificate was not emailed to me after I attended Tuesday session. Great. So this one, I will try to notify the one who is giving you the certificate, and we try to give it right away, shortly after the presentation done. Right? Any other questions not related to certificates? Come on, questions? Yes, certificate is important. But yeah, any other questions not related to certificates? No? No questions? All right, so thank you very much. And I am going to share you the link if you want to get the free e-certificate after the section today, So feel free to scan the barcode, if the QR code, if you're using Android phones. Some Android phones, they have the scan on their camera. And if you don't want to scan, if you're not able to scan it, you can just simply go to bit.ly/empower goal17 and feel free to fill up the form. If you're filling up the form already, give me your hands up, because once all of the attendees already opening up this one, I am going to end the session. You filled it up, everyone? Not hands up, maybe the emoticon, thumbs up like this. Come on. Thank you, Gladys. Because I'm going to move to the next slides. These are the additional learning tools that you can go through as well. The first one is the UNESCO Open Learning. It's going to be openlearning.unesco.org. The Future Ready ASEAN Digital Skills. It's going to be futurereadyasean.org, and Coursera.org, and IT OpenCourseWare, ocw.mit.edu/index.htm, and also oyc.yale.edu/ and also khanacademy.org/. Any other questions so far? Please send a link in chat box where we can click. All right. Sure. Anyone wants to help me to put it on the question part so that people can click? Anyone wants to help me with that? Please. It's actually pretty short to type in. You can screenshot this part. You don't have to click all of this link right now. You can screenshot this part, or you can screen capture, yes. And also for this one, yeah, it's pretty simple. Which link actually? Is it the certificate link or the additional resources link? Because I don't have any access to chat box, right? Additional resources. So I don't have any access to chat box. I'm very sorry, but you can take screenshot of this one. You can click it later. Please. So I will count until 5. Please do screenshot this part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So the next part, if you have any questions regarding to this presentation, any questions related to whatever things that we have learned for today, and then any questions related to everything that we did today, you can address the question to this contact. You can also screenshot this part. All right, any other questions so far? Questions? No questions? Oh, there is a revision about certificate. So certificate will be sent out at the end of this week. So it's not going to be today or this hour. It is going to be at the end of next week or this week. So don't worry about that. If you need the certificate urgently, like badly need the certificate, and yeah, you can tell us the condition. Thank you. Very welcome, Winnie. Any other questions, anyone? No questions? All right. If there is no more other questions, I thank you very much for your participation in today's webinar. I do enjoy the webinar, even though it's not that interactive because it's gonna be webinar style, right? But thank you very much for the participation, and I love the way you, yeah, you thank me. Thank you very much too. Thank you very much for your session. Thank you. Very welcome, Yasindu, and good luck for everything that you are doing at the moment. I know we're all get impacted by the COVID outbreak, so that's why. Yeah, we are in this together. So good luck, everyone, and thank you very much again for attending and joining the session. And I hope to see you again in the near future. Bye bye, everyone.